Yes, no. Oh, okay. Well, no, I didn't know. Hello. As usual, we have no idea what's going on here. Welcome to another evening stables on Sunday in Lamorlais with a goat in my barrette because we have a new addition to the team this week, and it is standing right over there. That's Prof. He's a 7-month-old Dobie puppy who came to us 2 weeks ago, and he's learning about the goats, but he chases things that run fast. And so it's a bit of a game. And when they've had enough, they turn around and headbutt him. But for now, he chases, they run, and they often run into Rival's box, which is always open. And Rival's box is open because Rival is a little bit of a box walker. And so he often gets surprise guests at a very rapid rate of speed when the goats jump into his box, or in this case, into my barrette. So anyway, here we are. Because he's a box walker, not much I can do with his box on a Sunday night, huh? Okay, that's fine. So, welcome whoever you are. Can you hear me, whoever it is out there? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear me. We're not sure on the sound. Come here, bud. Turn over. Turn. Yep. Can they hear? Can't tell. Not answering. Yep. But so. No, I guess I have to talk if they're going to hear me. Rival order, 4-year-old, showcasing gelding, who will debut in France on the 7th of September in Chantilly at a 1,200 meter conditions race. He seems to be quite a nice horse. We've had some surprises in our horses that have shown up from Greece, some nice ones, and he's one of them. Oh, the goat and the dog fiasco is reignited. Is there anybody out there who can tell us if they can hear? Back up. So, did you eat everything, my dear? Yes, you did. You'll see in a minute what happens here with the goats, won't we, Prof? Huh? It's actually a beautiful day in Lamorlais. It's not too hot. Easy to work. Horses up here are not roasting, which is nice. And Rival is one of the few horses we have that doesn't really seem to have too much wrong with him. He's only run 4 times in his little life, despite being 4 years old. Apparently had a knee chip last year. That was not when he was with us. Should be a nice sprinter type. Ran once in England, then went to Greece where he ran 3 times only. And now he's here. So we are curious to see what he will show us. Oh, we could have thought of a better way to fill this. But considering what you've eaten so far, I think that's okay for you. Huh? Lovely horse to ride in the morning. Maybe a bit fed up with goats in the afternoon. Yep, can we go? There we go. And box walking that comes and goes. Helping, Prof? We hadn't had a dog for about 1.5 years because ours died. Our last Dobie named Coco. And we didn't really find a new candidate until him. He was at the animal shelter in Compiègne, abandoned at 7 months. So he's already snipped, which is good. And he seems to be quite a nice guy. He kind of ticks all the boxes for us. This is Justicier. Justicier, my problem child. Huh? My back at the knee problem child. But he's actually feeling okay at the moment. But we've gone over him before, back at the knee. So you either have sore knees or sore tendons. You can shoe for one or the other, but not both. So you have to decide what you're going to try to fix. So we had him shod for the tendons for a while, which worked really well, but the knees got too sore. So now he's shod for the knees, and we're crossing our fingers on those tendons. Meanwhile, just to add spice to the mix, he did something in his box a few days ago. We don't know what or how, but he managed to skin open his hocks behind pretty significantly. I don't know if you can see, but I came in the morning and this whole hock is open behind, and he had these, you can see the scabs, a little bit of the scabs on them. I don't know if you can get that with the camera, but he's just finishing a treatment for all that now. So, and actually he's doing well. I rode him this morning out in the forest, and he's hopefully going to run in a week or two. Haven't found the race I want for him yet, because I either want fiber sand or soft ground. They had soft ground in Deauville now that poured there. It's kind of hard to say what kind of ground we're going to get where. Now, anybody on there? 3 people. Maybe then one of them is Irene. So he's doing better if it's Irene. Move, bud. Up. Yeah. Good boy. Today is the last day of the Deauville meeting. And we didn't do anything up there this year. But we don't usually, because people are well prepared for that meeting, and our horses aren't doing much of anything at the moment. Faster ran decently last time up there. One thing that's going on today, though, is the trainer's race, which I will do again. I've done once. I didn't think I'd ever be able to do it again, but I see my friend up the street, Nicola Collery's riding at 80 kilos. The weight is 70, which is why it's out of the question for me. But he's on, and he's declared at 80. So if he rides at 80, I'll do that next year. 80 I can do. 70 is not for this lifetime anymore. But 80 is possible. So rendezvous next year for the trainer's race with with a few of my friends. Get Kimara to do it, and Sophie, she could do it. We'll plan accordingly and see if we can't get motivated to get up there and have some fun. When I did it, it was a long time ago now. I was third. I was very happy, and it was a lot of fun. So I hope the guys doing it today are having a good time, or will have a good time. It's later tonight. And next year, before I'm 65, I better do this, because I don't think they have an age limit on it. But up. There we go, bud. Let's see if we can turn them around so you can see those. See the problem we had here. Don't let him out. We know he has form. Okay. No, bud. Hay is coming. Up. So yeah, we came in the other day, and this is a big round scrape. And so he had capped hocks there. He must have rolled somehow, managed to get. Whenever this happens, you say, how did he do it? And you can never figure out how it happens. They can hurt themselves. Oops. Just standing still. We have this mountain hay, which is full of these pebbles. The hay quality is actually pretty good. Still quite dusty, though. Yeah, he was on oral antibiotics, so he's got paste on the side of his mouth. Or I just gave him his dose for tonight. He's got one more dose, and seems to have done the trick, because those legs were not pretty a few days ago, and it's fine now. And he's moving really well on them. So you don't when you ride this horse, you don't know there's anything wrong with him at all. He feels absolutely fine. So that's the thing. All right. And let our cameraman out there just to see. I think I'll close that bottom latch because we know if he opens the top one, he's going to go have a walkabout. Saxon Village. He ran nicely in La Teste in a Class 2 race. These are these horses that we can't run anywhere else until they get a handicap mark. And so I had to send him down to La Teste. Hey, bud. Oh. And it was a 1,200 meter Class 2 race. Or was it a mile? I can't remember. I think he'll be best at a mile. Oh, no, honey. And he finished a good closing sixth, and he had 3 black type horses behind him. There the goats go into, yeah, this is the nightly Doberman game, especially since we're occupied with something else. Yeah, we're learning on that. It's a battle. He has the attention span of a housefly at the moment, this little guy. We have a lot of training to do. Oop. Getting there. The road is long. This horse doesn't really have anything specifically. He's a bit tender in his back. He's long backed, and you can see he's got a top line that kind of has a bump here, and then the conformation is not straight. So he's always going to be a little bit sore behind the saddle here, but he's been treated, and he's a stiff mover when he's warming up, but actually he warms nicely, and he's really quite a nice horse. I'm looking very curious to see how we'll do with the handicaps. He'll have a mark after the next time out. I'm afraid it's probably going to be too high of one because he's done okay in these condition races. But if they don't kill him with the handicap mark, he'll be able to make money soon. So there we go. I think we're going to leave a lot of this for tomorrow morning, bud, because otherwise you have no bed. Let's get your hay. Up. Back up. Oh, yep. Back. And his mohawk is growing out nicely. Look, we have when they cut the bridle path here in Greece, they went all the way back to here. And so we're letting that grow out. So he's got a little mohawk at the moment, but that's coming. That'll be gone soon, eh? That'll be gone soon. So it's funny how everybody does things differently. The Americans love to let those tails drag on the ground. They never cut the tails, which drives me nuts. The first thing I do is get the scissors out and trim that tail. Oh, Prof's chasing something again. A goat. A goat. The goats are in. Leave it. Hey, leave it. Welcome to Rare Dog Training Academy. You guys can all tell us how we're doing it wrong. There you go, bud. I cannot wait. One of the things on our list to buy this fall is a hay gain. We had one for 12 years. It was fantastic. It makes a huge difference in the hay because when we order hay in Chantilly, we get it from a supplier, and it's never consistent. There's different kinds of hay you can get, Foin de Prairie, prairie hay. This is mountain hay. There's this French thing called Foin de Croix, which is like an appellation of hay that's supposed to be the best. And it's the most expensive, but it's actually not necessarily the best. Oh, what's Jim doing? There's the sun in the back too. If you buy Foin de Croix and have it analyzed, it doesn't come out any better than the mountain hay, which is slightly cheaper. But the main problem with all of it is that, hey, Jacko, it's not consistent from supplier to supplier. You never know where it's going to come from. It all comes from a different field. This is Jack. Oh boy. He is a star. Probably the star of the yard. How many races have you won, bud? And where? Longchamp, Compiègne, Saint-Cloud, Baden-Baden. Yes, what a good boy. This horse is a marvel. We claimed this horse. Well, Suzanne Bourne and Manuela Grohl claimed this horse. I hadn't really looked at it. They picked it out, to be honest. And he was running for another trainer. He was in Cannes-sur-Mer. And the next day after we bought him, I took him to the yard and I thought, oh my God, what have we bought? His hocks turned so bad behind. I thought we bought a complete cripple that we didn't really see when he was walking out after the race. He's turned out to be just the nicest horse and a very successful one. So, and you know exactly what to do with him. I love these old horses. Once you figure him out, we know what shoes he needs to compensate for that hock problem. We know his distance, we know his ground. We don't have to ask any more questions. He does soft ground at 7 furlongs or a mile, and when the conditions are right, he'll win. And he'll show you that because it really doesn't matter who you put on his back. He has won, I think, 6 races with 5 different jockeys. Maybe 7. We're up to 7 races now with him. And he's been on vacation all summer because there's no point since he does not do good ground. Although this year he could have stayed in training longer because we had soft ground for so long. Turn over, bud. Turn over, Jack. Go, Jack. Go. But he's been out and he's just come back to training, and he's actually, I've never seen him come back from his vacation in such good shape. We have a dog problem we need to solve. Yep. I do need to get the beep. Okay. I'm done with him in about 2 seconds. Puff! Yep. We have a... Yep. Okay. Give me that. There's no what? Nobody? Should we just... We can watch it later. So we have a dog to control, and nobody's really out there, so anybody who wants to see this can see this later. And we're going to go do that. And, and we'll see you on the next live. Bye.